My name is Peggy. I am 70 years old. I ended up developing urinary and fecal incontinence. I had urge incontinence, and if I were to get sick and cough a lot or sneeze a lot, I also had stress incontinence. And I came to Dr. Shakiba for my issues. He had to do corrective prolapse surgery. I had surgery with him 3 months ago. Dr. Kolesnikova assisted at my surgery, and she did a wonderful job also. The last 4 months of pregnancy, I know, especially with my first child, I looked like I swallowed a beach ball. So those last 4 months when you're that big, it really puts a lot of pressure on your pelvic floor muscles. When I was in labor with my first child, my husband was thrilled to have a son, but he noticed that all the blood vessels in my face were broken. So I was like, I had never had a baby before. I figured that was, I don't know, normal for natural childbirth. Everyone was doing that back then. Looking back, yes, pushing for 2.5 hours definitely helped to destroy your pelvic floor muscles and weaken them to the point where they just wouldn't work. And then what happened when I was 52, I became completely incontinent. I would go to the gym and I would notice the fluid would just fall out of me. And I didn't even feel it coming out. That was the most disturbing thing. So I couldn't control it. Then I was walking outside and my husband said, "Look." And I ran home crying. My jeans were all wet. And I said, I can't live like this. And the thought of living in diapers at 52 years old was just not something I wanted to do. So I ran to the head of urology here at University Medical Center. And he said, "Oh, will you implant, mesh slings?" And I said, "Whatever you have to do, just make this stop." When you're desperate, that's how you feel. So he implanted it in 2007. I was 52. And for a number of years, it worked wonderfully. I didn't feel anything. And then little by little, I started to get health issues. And I didn't see the connection. I just thought, what's happening? I don't know. So then it got to be, I would say about 2016, 17, where I started to get numerous health issues. Pain across my lower back, sciatica beginning, digestive issues, elimination issues. It was to the point where the mesh sling had eroded into my vagina and was just trying to come out of my body and causing me a lot of tissue damage. And I had gone to, I'd say 4 different urogynecologists, and they did not treat me right. They did expensive urodynamics tests, and then they didn't help me. And my husband said, we just can't keep doing this. And when you don't know what to do, you do nothing. And so then I was looking online for pelvic floor exercise programs. I think one is called Buff Muff. And I saw women's pelvic surgery, Dr. Shakiba. And I'm like, wow, it just popped up. And I said, I'm going to check this out. And then when I did, Dr. Shakiba has almost 20 years experience, very well educated, and he's double board certified. He's got like every certification he can have in urodynamics and urogynecology. I'm like, this is impressive. And then the reviews, there wasn't one bad review, which is very rare. I've never seen that. So I said, the next day I called up. And when I called up, I got you. And for someone who lives in New Jersey, you were so patient and so kind and so compassionate. I said, I just hope Dr. Shakiba is this nice. And I said, wow, some hope sprang up in me. And I'm like, maybe this is the needle in the haystack. I finally found the right place. So I came in and Dr. Shakiba, everybody was so nice, everybody. You, Joannie, Camille, all the girls, and Dr. Shakiba, he's just this calm, quiet, confident man, like nothing phases him. And I kind of needed that kind of confidence because I was to the point where I actually developed endometriosis, which that's a deal breaker. I became lightheaded, dizzy, weak. My stomach bloated out. It was hard, and it was painful and achy. And the last straw that broke the camel's back was waves of nausea. And I even asked Dr. Shakiba, am I dying? I literally felt that way. But I was seriously getting to the point where I was going to shut down. So I thank God every day I found you guys in the nick of time. Dr. Shakiba examined me, and he said, "You were like this for a long time." And I said, "Yeah, I couldn't find anyone to help me." He said, "Well, I recommend surgery for you." He didn't put me through any misery. He just examined me, asked me my symptoms, told me my options. I'm like, this is great. It's so simple. And he knew everything. I said, "Do you have to do tests on me?" He goes, "No, I know where it is." And I'm like, okay. I mean, that's what I want to hear. So if I could have gotten the surgery the next day, I would have. So Joanne said, "Do you want to think about it?" I said, "I'm afraid you guys are going to disappear in thin air." Okay, that's my fear. I said, "No." I said, "I'm getting my surgery date before I leave this office." It was a 3-hour surgery. And I'm very grateful that he was not only willing, but able to do it. And I know he did a great job because I feel a lot better. And I'm so grateful. He fixed the prolapse issues inside and made it so I'm not in pain. It's been 3 months, and I'm surprised, and Dr. Shakiba is surprised at how many of my health issues have resolved. My lower back pain, the sciatica, the digestive issues, elimination issues, the circulation in my left leg. I don't think I'm ever going to have to get fluid taken out of my leg anymore. I feel better. I don't have the endometriosis symptoms. I sleep better. You know, I love sleeping now, where I couldn't sleep before. My body just always felt achy, sick, tense. The last thing I have to deal with right now is strengthening those pelvic floor muscles and then finding a way to maintain them. The same way we go to the gym and we strengthen our bodies so we stay viable. And that, to me, will get rid of the urge incontinence and the stress incontinence. So I'm excited that they have Vitalia for the nerve damage, and then they have the Emsella chair, which I looked up. I mean, what woman can do over 11,000 Kegels in 20 minutes? So that's exciting. These things are available to help people, and this office has them. So it's one-stop, recuperation, one-stop restoration for women. I love it. Dr. Shakiba is a specialist among specialists. He's a urogynecologist that actually knows what he's doing, and he's willing to help you, and he's able to. So that's why I'm telling my story, to help other women realize you don't have to keep looking. He is that needle in the haystack. It's wonderful here. Everyone here is very wonderful, compassionate, kind, knowledgeable, and you will get the help you need. And that's exciting. And I just want to say God bless everybody on your personal healing journeys. And